if I'm having this much trouble and the review has just started, how's the rest of this gonna go? All right, guys, this right here is the Freesky Himilaya. Wait till you see the size of this freaking headlight. All right, let's just get into it so I can show you the features of this bike. Oh, there it is. All right, looks packed pretty well. Hopefully we won't have any issues. All right, let's get this thing out of the box and get her together. Yeah. Now that I manhandled this thing out of the box like a freaking ape, it did have a couple of extra boxes that we're gonna take a look at. I want to see what came in the box real quick, so here, let me show you. You have the charger, you have your pedals, you have this monster light. Like, this thing is awesome. Look at this. You have a toolkit to put it all together, a user guide, and I'm not sure what these are for, but we'll figure it out. So let's go ahead and get this thing all unpackaged so we can start putting it together. Now, the packing on this bike was done really well. And I tell you what, I didn't have any issues until I came to this front area here. And they use a super wide zip tie. It's super thick. And man, it took some effort to, it definitely took some effort clipping that thing. I wasn't too sure if I was gonna get it with the scissors that I had, but we got it. All the parts are out. And as you can see, most of this bike is put together. We just need to put on the handlebars, the pedals, and the seat. And it looks like this thing will be ready to go. We are going to start off by removing the front part of this head unit, this handlebar gooseneck. From here, you're going to want to make sure you flip over the handlebars so that the Freesky logo is right there, and you can see this grid mark going here, and the display will be facing that way. Your brakes are facing out, so now you know you have it lined up really well. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna reconnect this bracket. When it comes to putting the handlebars on and you've already released that gooseneck, just be prepared to have patience. Because the display is still mounted on the handlebars, when you get it, you're gonna notice that the wires are gonna get in your way while you're trying to tighten up these bolts, and then you're gonna, if you're like me, you're gonna have a little bit of hard time lining the bolts up because this causes a shadow over where you're trying to see. But if you have patience, take your time, and you plan on dropping your Allen wrench a couple times, you'll still be able to get this thing done. The next step is to put on the front tire. Now for me, you know, they talk about just lifting it up and putting the tire on. That's never really worked out for me because I have a hard time doing it just one person. So I always turn the bike over. And I know you're not supposed to, but this bike got shipped by FedEx. I guarantee you it was upside down more than once, if you know what I'm talking about. So each package normally comes with these little soft rubber things. I just flipped it over, put it on that, and it's gonna make it much easier for me to put on the front tire. A lot of the bikes that I review have a plastic piece that snaps on and off that keeps it open. Well, this has a bolt with a nut that I believe if you just loosen it up, well, okay, maybe I'm using the wrong size. No, that doesn't work either. All right, let's try this other wrench. Oh no, what in the world? Maybe it hooks onto the smaller part. That would seem like difficult to do. All right, well, I happen to have some adjustable wrenches, so we're gonna try that. Kind of wondering if I'm having an off day. First, I couldn't get the zip tie off the front fork, and maybe, you know, those wrenches are made for this, but I just wasn't able to line it up. Come on, come on. Almost there. Well, this is interesting. There we go. Got it off. Then you definitely want to make sure you take out the brake spacer so you can fit the rotor in there. You're going to want to make sure that you line up the rotor on the same size that your wheel or that your brake is on. And that's what we're going to do. We're just going to lightly put that in between. And your wheel fits in there. And then you're going to take this and you're just going to shove it through. You make sure you put the screw or the spring in correctly. You want the smaller side going towards the tire, the bigger side going out, and then you just want to spin it on there. Spin it both ways and it tightens a lot quicker. And after that, we just clamp it down. Ooh, I got that tight. All right, so hang on, we're gonna like loosen that up a little bit. Oh, this bike is fighting with me. There we go. All right. Spin the wheel, good to go. The front brake's lined up. I don't have to make any adjustments to that. You would know if you could hear something, but listen. That means it's set up already. Now, bike manufacturers, when it comes to these pedals, they're going to tell you which one goes on what side. As you can see here, this is marked with an L for left, and then you have to look at the very end of this pedal, and you'll see an L or an R. So it's a little bit more difficult. You have to break out your peeping eyeballs to do it, but we're able to figure it out. So left goes on the left, right goes on the right. When it comes to tightening these, you want to make sure that you're going counterclockwise. Or basically, you want to make sure that you're turning towards the front tire. Make that nice and firm. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, also turning it towards the front tire. When it comes to the headlight, the directions aren't that clear. So let me help you out. You're going to take this bracket right here and this piece right here. And it slides. You have two spots. You're going to slide it into the outside one, which in turn will match up with the hole, and then you just tighten it down and you do it around here. Now, for some reason, the directions show that they're putting the headlight here, but this part moves. Like, this part is part of the shock, and I don't want to, if I end up doing something crazy, I don't want to bottom out when it comes to the light. So we're going to put it right there. Should be the same thing. Now, I have these pieces. Wasn't sure what to use them for, but now I think it has a sticky side and a non-sticky side. So I'm taking the sticky side and I'm putting it on the inside to kind of pat it some of the headlight bracket. So that when we stick it on here, there we go. It'll give it a little protection, moves it out a little bit, then that way we can just slide it in there. Right now I'm only having these finger tight because we're going to, I need for it to adjust so I can put the light on it. So we're just going to repeat this process with the other side. Now it's time for this big boy. You're going to have 2 of these hex bolts left and 2 washers. And the reason we only hand tighten these is so I can move it in and out. And then we need to, oh, maybe that's why. Get the wiring. Well, we're going to try it anyways. Put the bolt in and the washer in between the light. I'm gonna do it on the other side. Oops, yep, there it is. We're going to use the included wrench to tighten it up, but I'm not going to tighten it up real tight because I want to be able to adjust it, but I need to make sure that it's tight enough, obviously, so it doesn't fall out or some kind of craziness. There we go. All right, it's time to attach some wires. They make it pretty simple. As you can see, yellow to yellow. Just get that in there. Then next, you're going to match up the display. It's black on black. Push it in real tight. There you go. Those were the only two wires that I saw that needed to be attached, so let's go ahead and push this thing for 3 seconds. Boom, there it is. There it is, fired right up. We're going to hit the throttle, see if she comes forward any. Oh, she wants to play. For testing, I went ahead and sat on the bike to see where I was at with, where the handlebars were. So I felt like I needed to move them forward. Brakes were a little bit too high. And now we have them like that. So the way you want to do that is you want to just loosen up the two bottom brackets of your little gooseneck, get the handlebars where you want it, and then just tighten them back up. Oh my God. Have you guys, okay, I'm having one of those days, apparently. First of all, you guys saw me struggle with that real fat zip tie that was on the front that I almost couldn't get done. Then you see me struggle with the getting the handlebars on, but check this out. So I go to sit on the bike and I have the seat too high. So because of that, I start to fall over. Now the kickstand's down. So now the kickstand is taking 230 pounds of my weight going in an angle. Well, I bent it. Sorry, Freesky. When I first started putting the bike together, it sat like that. Now it sits like this. Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna order a new kickstand. Okay. The bike also comes with some tiny zip ties so that you can help with the cable management, but it's in really good shape. So I only ended up using one of the small cable ties for where I connected the headlight. But check this out. What is going on? So I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna have lunch. We're gonna reset, because if not, just the way my luck is going, I might kill myself on this thing for no reason. And it wouldn't be the bike's fault. It's just whatever's going on is going on with me. So we're gonna go reset, and I'll be back in a bit.